What's up, guys? It's Dan.
And Jonathan.
And welcome to our kitchen.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's nice. We'll work on our proteins first, so we'll take our chicken. And
so we washed our hands already.
We did.
Always make sure to wash your hands before you cook.
Before you touch the food that people are going to be eating.
Obviously. You don't want to be a nasty out here.
For this, we're just going to be using the chicken breast. So we're going to go ahead and kind of just pop these guys out. This is really hot, so bear with me.
Now, it's like one of those, like, you know, you had a chicken, you bought a pollo tropical for dinner for your family. We bought one of those Publix rotisserie chickens and you got leftovers. So you just...
Or you went to Costco and bought those chickens.
You know, any chicken you got leftover. He made vaca frita last time, you got leftovers. Just any leftover protein you got, that's the whole point of this.
Honestly, you guys can do this with anything. Ground beef, ground turkey, my finger's burning. Ground beef, ground turkey. If you have steak, if you guys have like churrasco or something like that, you can go ahead and you can do this.
If you're vegan, you can use tofu.
You can use tofu.
Now, what's the tip you have for the people? You know, oh, is this the wishbone time? I'm so sorry.
This is the wishbone.
Oh.
Right. We got it.
Ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Dang.
That was cute. All right, so what's the tip for what?
For anybody who wants to start out in the kitchen, you know, maybe they feel like you don't have to be Gordon Ramsay to be in the kitchen. But
You
what's
don't.
what's something that people can learn from day one to kind of just like, you know?
From day one, I think one of the most important things is just knife skills. I think you guys need to look up knife skills. That's really important. Always keep a sharp knife. Invest in like some good knives. It's gonna make your life easier. And then also understand the concept of how you could possibly contaminate a work surface. So, for example, you never put cooked food on a surface where there was raw food. You never use a knife to cut something that was already cooked or vegetables. If that knife was used to cut raw food and you didn't wash it. Another tip, if you guys are gonna use rotisserie chicken, what we gotta do is we gotta kind of shred it apart. And what we're gonna do is just use our good old hands to just come in here and kind of start shredding it apart. If this is day-old chicken and you've kept it in the fridge, heat it up a little bit because shredding cold chicken is just gonna make your life impossible.
Pain.
It's gonna be a lot harder.
It's pain in the breast.
That was a good one.
So where did you learn how to cook, Jay?
So I went to school. I went to YouTube University.
Nice.
We kind of shredded that up a little bit. It's nice and nice and shredded.
That's saucy. Well, it's not saucy yet. But
it's not saucy yet, but it will be.
That's meaty.
While he shreds the cheese, you got to do like half the block. So just keep going. We're gonna do a couple things. There's some cream cheese. This is 3-ounce blocks, so we're gonna do about 2 ounces. And like as we start mixing, if I see we need, or if we taste that we need more of something, we can just go ahead and add that in. Okay, so we're gonna do some Monterey Jack, about a 1/4 cup. So we have our cheese, we have our cream cheese, kind of just mix those in a little bit. So this is, all right, so there's 2 options you can do. You can use Salsa Verde, which is just green sauce. It's not too spicy. So this is something I found just at the grocery store. It's called Avocado Tomatillo Salsa. And it's basically like a salsa verde, but with some avocado in it. So we're just gonna add like that's what, like a 1/2 cup, 1/4 cup-ish. We'll add the measurements once we do the recipe. So now we're just gonna kind of start mixing this in. Oh, I forgot something. Minced chipotle peppers.
Oh shoot.
So
here's your frosty.
So this is actually chipotle peppers that were bought whole inside of a sauce.
That smells really good, dude.
Yeah, whole inside of a sauce, and then we just blended them up a little bit. So this is just gonna add like a nice little kick to it. So we're just gonna grab like this is probably like a 3/4 tablespoon.
Wow,
I want to say it right.
That's
pretty precise, right? So we're just gonna throw that in there. That's gonna give it a nice kick.
My man's an engineer over here.
We're gonna do some salt and pepper. You can grab those over there, salt and pepper. You guys just try the stuff and just kind of do it according to how you like it. You know, if you think it needs more cheese, more sauce, a little bit more, that's a must. More salt, more pepper. You know, just add it.
Just do it.
You know, you don't have to necessarily go by the book. We're gonna some pepper. Yeah, I think we might need a little more salt. I want you to stand. So we're gonna salt. more. I have some shrimp here. Just gonna take off the detail. And since we're putting them into taquitos, the taquitos are usually kind of small. So I'm actually gonna take these guys and I'm just gonna cut them. All right, so we're gonna take our shrimp, we're gonna toss them into a little bowl. We're gonna start off just with some salt and pepper. Salt, some pepper. We're gonna go with a little bit of garlic. There we go. And then we're gonna spice it up a little bit. So we're gonna throw in a little bit of chili powder. Ooh, some chili powder. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing this. This is just really some chili powder and Dr. Marina, your cayenne pepper.
Just eyeing it.
Just gonna throw a little bit of cayenne in there. Keeping an eye on it. And a little bit of olive oil.
Now, is that just regular olive oil?
This is just
or extra virgin?
Extra virgin olive oil.
Like me?
Okay. This shrimp is gonna be spicy. If you guys don't like spicy, you guys can go ahead and just do it with salt, pepper, garlic, some olive oil, and I promise you it's gonna come out great. But in this case, we're throwing them to tacos, and tacos always gotta have a nice little kick in them, right?
Always.
And we're gonna wait for our pan to get somewhat hot so that when they go in, you hear the sizzle. If you don't hear the sizzle when you drop them in,
it wasn't hot enough.
It wasn't hot enough. So shrimp is on the pan, and we're just gonna let these guys cook. What Dan's doing is he's squeezing the lime for a garlic cilantro lime sauce that we're gonna be making.
Sounds bougie.
To accompany these. Oh my God.
Wow.
Dude, smell that.
Dude, I smelled it. That smells delicious.
This is where it's at, guys. So the shrimp is pretty much done. We want to take it off before it gets any more rubbery, because overcooked shrimp kind of just becomes rubbery. So meantime, I'm just gonna start chopping up a little bit of cilantro. This is gonna go into the blender, so it doesn't need to be too finely chopped. Clove of garlic. Just take that guy, smash it with your knife. We're just gonna chop it up a little bit so that it's a little bit finer. Put that in there. Just salt it. A little more. That's good. Cool. Alright, some more cilantro. And now, we're gonna throw some mayo and sour cream. Tablespoon of sour cream, maybe a little more. And not with the same spoon.
Roll with your 2 fingers just.
Grab about a spoonful of mayo and proceed to eat it direct. All right, we're gonna do about two spoonfuls of mayo. That should be enough. We have our lime juice, we have our cilantro, we have our clove of garlic, and let's see how this goes. So one sauce done. All right, so what I'm using some black refried beans. Now, in the past, I've usually taken beans, regular beans, and kind of blended them and made my own refried beans. Put them on the pan, kind of heat them up and do it. But that's gonna take a little bit longer. So this brand right here, Ducal, black refried beans. This is the best tasting refried beans I bought. So all I'm doing is I'm just heating those beans up in the microwave a little bit just to soften them up. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna get put inside of the air fryer and they're gonna get like really hot. So you don't necessarily need to get them too hot. So we have our beans, we have our Monterey Jack, we have our chicken, and we have our shrimp. So if you guys don't have an air fryer, if you have an air fryer, praise be. Because this is like the best way to fry these things. It's healthy, there's less oil, less fat, and they're done in like, what, 8 minutes, 7-8 minutes, you're done frying them. If you don't have an air fryer, you can do the same thing we're doing, but lay them out on a baking sheet and put them to bake at 425 for like 15 to 20 minutes, and you're gonna get almost the same result. In my case, I have an air fryer, so why not, right? So we're grabbing our tortillas.
Tortillas.
Hurricane tortilla. Right? And we're gonna grab a little bit of our refried beans. We're gonna throw it on the edge. Just do a nice little pass. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this. A little bit of beans. We're gonna grab our chicken and we're just gonna lay it out.
I've been feeling a little hungry.
All right. You don't want to overstuff these because they're taquitos. They're not burritos. So you don't want to.
Today's Spanish word of the day is chicken. My grandmother plays the lottery, so chicken wins.
That's a good one. All right, then we're gonna grab a little bit of our Monterey and we're gonna throw it on top of the chicken. We're gonna take this guy, grab it on the edge, roll, kind of stuff that inside.
Your rolling skills are suspiciously too good.
And continue rolling until we got a little taquito. All right, and so once this guy's rolled, we're just gonna set him into the basket of our air fryer or your baking sheet if you don't have an air fryer. We're just gonna basket. That's what it's called.
You should rename it to Kettle Basket.
Oh God. This next one's gonna be some shrimp. So we're gonna go ahead and same thing, beans, a little bit of shrimp.
They're good for your heart.
All right, it's just a little bit of cheese. Okay, same concept. We're gonna grab it, and roll that on the side, roll over. And the reason why I don't necessarily have to use toothpicks is because if you just set it on the seam side down, it'll kind of hold under its own weight inside the air fryer basket. Put these guys into the air fryer, and we're gonna set it to 370, 380. 380. And we're gonna put it for 6 minutes. And we're gonna start it.
And it starts frying the air.
And it starts frying the air and the tacos in the process.
Right.
All right, so
while that's cooking, what do you do in the meantime in the 6 minutes while it cooks?
we make guac.
Oh!
So, guac has
You want a spoon?
4 main ingredients. Yeah, give me a spoon. So, avocado, obviously. But here's a tip. I bet you opened it, but now you know that if you take your knife and you run it on the inside and you kind of cut it into little cubes inside the peel.
You see, I knew that, but when I first saw
You
that,
can take your spoon
when I first saw that
and it already comes out
in cubes, it blew my
Diced up.
mind.
So usually I do about 3 avocados.
Like-
But okay, here's the key.
I bought these today.
The key is Haas avocados, which are these little tiny brown purplish ones. If you use those big green ones, you're never gonna get
a good guac.
a good guac. The key is using these guys right here.
Yep.
You can just kind of start mashing up. You don't do it too much because
Yeah.
we don't want to get it pasty. Yeah, half a tomato.
Half a
That's
tomato,
good.
alright.
Boom, done.
So, quick stir, right?
I'm probably not cutting onions the right way, but we're gonna dice them anyways. So, Dan, why are you crying? It's just, God has been so good to you, hasn't he?
Come on.
Come on.
I'm gonna line it up real quick.
Go ahead and lime it up. So cut a lime in half and just do half a lime for right now. Let's just throw in the onions.
It is what it is.
It is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
How much salt do you put?
I eye it, and I just graciously salt it, and then just eye it, and then after the taste test, I'll see how it is.
Boom.
So we're pulling out our taquitos.
Boom.
They're nice and, oh God.
Oh, God.
They're nice and fresh. While they're hot, I take some of our shredded Monterey Jack, lay it on top so it can kind of melt. And then we grab a couple of spoonfuls
1 minute.
Yeah.
of our guac.
A forkful.
Forkful. Wow, you're right. And guys, we have our plates. Grab some guac.
Wow.
We're gonna take
What a
this and we're
mess.
just gonna.
Oh!
Oh, God, it's hot. Oh, really hot. But it's good. Really good. Here's what I do. If you want just a quick little sauce that has some kick to it, Chipotle Tabasco. We're just gonna go at it. Probably like there. Also depends on how spicy you like it. If you want it spicier, you can put more.
Quick
Like
pro
it
tip.
spicy.
if you can't find this at your local grocery store, Chipotle has these for free. that you can just grab and just bring it with you. They're for free, so.
All right, so Chipotle sauce, a little bit of sour cream. Throw it in there. So now you kind of have like this creamy Chipotle sauce.
I burned my tongue.
You burn, me too. Me too. It's called Tom's Guava barbecue sauce. And this is the greatest barbecue sauce I've ever tried. I'm not a barbecue sauce guy, but this is it. We just take a little bit of
This
this
is facts.
and we throw it into our Chipotle sour cream crema thingy. And it's gonna give us
The tang.
a little bit of tang and a little bit of sweetness. Now, get the taquito, dip it in this, dude. Your life's gonna change. Dude, oh God, there you go. Just take a bite.
We have no idea what we're doing out here, see, we're just. Bon appetit.
What's your verdict? What do you like better, the shrimp or the chicken?
The shrimp.
The shrimp? Okay.
Recipe will be in the description of that YouTube video. Jay will whip it up for us. Thank you guys for joining us. Be safe. Have fun in the kitchen. It's a great time for you guys to just experiment, throw whatever onto anything.
Don't take it too seriously. Just throw stuff in.
Just have fun with it,
Have fun with
honestly.
it.
And
That's the key.
we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Take care.
Thank you.